Hello all, Jamie Rodgers here today from Creative Expressions with an introduction to Crystal Tints. These are a translucent coloured crystal lacquer in an ultra-fine bottle, which is especially handy for creating stained glass window effects. For my first technique I'm going to share with you, we're going to use a hot air balloon die from Sue Wilson, part of her stained glass die collection, and we're going to use this onto a piece of acetate from Creative Expressions. I've gone ahead and I've cut two of these out already, and I've trimmed the frames so I have a small frame and a wide frame so you can clearly see which one I'm working with at which stage. Now I'm going to use some Cosmic Shimmer Dry's clear glue, and I've placed that onto the back of my hand. Please make sure you do a patch test before getting carried away with the glue like I have here, just in case you have an allergic reaction to it. I'm padding this all over what would be technically the front of the die cut so that I have a nice gluey coverage. We have to be careful to make sure that all of those lines and areas have an adhesive to them, because when we stick it down to the acetate, if there isn't glue on them, you may find that your crystal tints will seep underneath and contaminate the area beside it. I've added some extra glue around the side of the frame, and I'm now placing this down in the middle of my acetate, just giving it a little push down to make sure that it is all nice and bonded onto the acetate in all areas. As I mentioned, we want to try and prevent anything from seeping in from one section to the other and contaminating the colours. Once we've adhered that one to the reverse of the acetate, we can flip this over, and we're going to bring in the other die cut, the one with the wide frame, and we're going to add some glue going around the frame. We're not going to be adding crystal tints onto this one, so we don't have to worry about the crystal tints seeping underneath in the design, so there's no need to put too much or any glue on your picture part of the panel. If you wish to, you're more than welcome to, but it's not essential. Once we've glued this down in place, give it a firm push over the top to make sure that both frames are adhered, and sandwiching that acetate nice and neatly in between them. We can then go in with our crystal tints. Now, as I mentioned, these have a lovely ultra-fine nozzle to them, so we can fit into all of them delicate areas on our die cut. I'm going to start off with pink topaz, one of the 12 colours available in the Crystal Tints collection, and I'm going to start infilling the areas on the top of the hot air balloon. If you wish to get into more delicate areas on your die cuts, then you can absolutely squidge a bit of this out onto a tile or a craft mat and apply them with a paintbrush. Just please make sure that you wash your paintbrush through as quickly as you can, because this is a gluey star medium and it would damage your brush if it was to dry and set on top of it. I'm then going to go in with yellow citrine, and I'm going to fill in the areas in between the pink ones on the top of the balloon. I'm also going to do the sun as well. I'm going to stop at that stage because I feel you've possibly seen me colour enough of this in, and I could get very carried away. But of course, with 12 colours to choose from, you could create some stunning effects. Here's another card I've done using these and pearl tints, mixing the two together in the sky to create that lovely marbled effect. We can also create the courting crystal technique that Sue Wilson developed, and I thought this was a really lovely one to share with you. I've used a piece of acetate, and I'm taking my colours and placing them over the top of the acetate. We have got blue, aquamarine, yellow citrine, orange garnet and pink topaz. Now, using my fingertip, I'm just going to smudge these through to blend them together. In any areas I feel are a little bit too insipid, I'm going back and I'm adding in a little bit more of a dash of colour and just mixing them together. We can always add more, we can't take it away. Now, because we're working on top of a gluey medium, we can add in all sorts of products, but I'm going to start off with some pixie sparkles, and I'm going to use gilded plum, sandstorm and peppermint twist. I'm then going to mist them with water to activate them, and then I can add on more additions if I wish to. So I'm going to use some white ice glitter jewels from Cosmic Shimmer. You could also use gilding flakes or aurora flakes or any other glitters and bits that you'd like to sprinkle into this. To seal the concoction down, I've taken a piece of tissue paper, I've screwed it up, I've opened it out, and now I'm going to push that down on top of my crystal tints nice and firmly and make sure that they come through so that they hold the tissue paper in place. Please don't remove your tissue paper once your panel is dry, because the colour will come away with it. The tissue paper should stay in place to add that cracked background feel to your project. That could then be die cut or used in the background behind your cards like this one here. You can also do them in more single colours, so the night sky or the sunset, sorry, and the sea and that part card were created just using single shades. You can also create some really cool rainbow or pinstripe backgrounds. So I'm going to take my colours again, I'm going to do a few dots at the top of a piece of paper, or card actually, and I'm going to use a credit card or an old plastic card to drag these dots down and create a really cool rainbow effect. Now you can stop at just one pull through of the colours if you wish to, or you can take the card and layer them back over 1 or 2 times to create a really cool vintage style background. This is a nice way to show you how you can use your crystal tints on porous and non-porous surfaces to create very different styles and effects. I hope you've enjoyed today's video and it's given you a few ideas on how you could use the fantastic Cosmic Shimmer Crystal Tints. All of the products I've shared with you are available from all good Creative Expression stockists worldwide. Thank you very much for watching and I look forward to seeing you again soon. Bye for now.